Greetings, everyone. Lost here. I hope your start to summer has been as superlative as it can be on this fantastic Father's Day afternoon. It is for me. Coming at you from my ponder pond. I come here to ponder things. It's been a minute since I've had anything to say for many reasons. Work is just so draining, and content takes forever to create these days, it seems. But there's no shortage of it if you turn on the news. I suppose we'll start with that. Always something going on, especially in the sandbox. Pretty crazy what just happened over there. That will probably turn out far worse than any of us could possibly imagine, as is par for the course with the small hats. But what will come will come. And we'll deal with it as we need to. And for those of you who actually pay attention to my community post tab, you've noticed the other major bit of news, more domestically, at least for me. It's like we're caught in a time warp. We had the same thing happening just barely 5 years ago. New plot, new actors, new stage, old shill. They couldn't even bother to change the guy who was filming it. A small hat, of course. Mr. Gutenschwager. But that should be as no surprise. Once they have their players, they keep them going. Speaking of repeat players, there's also Greta in the news again, being intercepted in Israeli international waters and then promptly shipped back, deported back to the chasm from whence it came. Uh, you can't make this stuff up, but they do, as many of you know. So, in that sense, if you're reporting the news, it's easy to keep the content flowing. But if you're doing videos like the other one I made not too long ago, well, that's another story. That takes a bit longer, a bit more effort, a bit more thought to produce that. And we'll come back to that. But in other news, of course, as I start to tell you something, the bullfrog chorus here picks right up. I don't know if you can hear that on this phone cam very well. I'm not using any external mic, but we'll see if you can hear that. That's just the orchestra of summer starting. Bullfrogs have the daytime act, and then at night there's this kind of bird that makes this almost screeching sound around the pond, and it's quite deafening when there's enough of them going, enough to prevent you from sleeping, which is what happened to me a few years ago when they were very numerous. Hasn't been as bad this year yet. But anyway, bullfrogs and birds aside, excuse me, there's some other updates as far as the channel is concerned. This is kind of a general update video, I guess. A ramble, if you will. If you couldn't tell that already. There's no script here, folks. Not at Lost Studios. It's all off the cuff. At least on the monologues and talks. No one's paying me or prompting me to do this. My life's been pretty busy, hence the drop in content. Work has been pretty draining, as I already mentioned. But I'm making some changes to make it less stressful and be more accessible to you guys. I want to do more of this. I want to make more content. I've got some new ideas, some other things that I've been wanting to do, I've been putting off because of life and time and energy permitting. I will start getting that out to you fairly soon here. Some big changes for the better, and I'm looking forward to it. We already lost some folks overboard from the last video, and that was to be expected. You know, they always say, if you want to lose half your audience, talk about war or religion, politics or faith. And it's very true. I mean, I only lost, 4 subs? But when you consider the ratio of actual people that are really watching and commenting, liking, well, that was about a quarter of the audience. That's all right, you know. That's their own free will, and they're welcome back anytime, should they change their mind or come to a new revelation, pun intended, of their own. My door is always open. That video speaks for itself. It's my opinion. I'm just a guy on the interwebs at the end of the day. But briefly, looking at the word for the topic of that video, religion, if you break it down, it sounds a lot like religion. Religion, as in to regroup everyone under a new banner. Funny how religion, if we're to believe recorded history, came into prevalence right around the time after the legions fell, after the fall of the Roman Empire, and the period after that. Religion became more prevalent. The attempt to regroup everyone and control everything again. It's all in that word right there. There's, of course, a lot more I could say about that. But the video is out there for those who want to see it. You'll just have to go to my Rumble because I'm not able to upload it so everyone can see it on the tube, unfortunately, is what it is. There's another topic that goes hand in hand with religion, and that is, of course, war. The topic of a future video. Another one I've been putting off for a while. Again, some of you who follow the community post tab will know that I had a poll on this not too long ago. I asked, is it real? Is it fake? Or is it a mixture of both? And the results were not surprising. As always, some of you are right, and some of you are, of course, wrong. But with many things, there's a gray area, and I will get into that when I cover war in that video. For there are wars, rumors of wars, and much more going on right now in the world. This plane, this prison, this matrix that we all share. Certainly doesn't feel like that at my peaceful Ponder Pond right now. I'm very lucky to have this to retreat to. And I may or may not do some content out and about here in the not too distant future. Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's Father's Day, and I'm very lucky to have mine. And my guests are back now. So I think I've rambled long enough, and I'm going to wrap it up. And I will see you in the Jewsard wilderness of pain. Till next time.